have all looked up world records for one reason or another, but did you know that the world records have not only been made by humans? Let's take a look at 7 robots that are world record holders. Number 7. Lunokhod 1, the first ever robot to land on the moon. We've all heard of Neil Armstrong being the first man to land on the moon in 1969. However, many are not aware of Lunokhod 1, the first ever robot to be on the moon. This attempt was made by the Soviets, who launched the Lunokhod program. It was a remote-controlled rover that was initially intended to live for 3 lunar days, which are around 3 Earth months, but it was able to stay alive for 11 lunar days, which is around 321 Earth days. On November 10, 1970, the rover was launched towards the moon. After a few days of guiding it, on November 15, 1970, the robot was able to reach the lunar, and finally by November 17, 1970, the most awaited movement arrived, and Lunokhod 1 was able to claim its title of being the world's first robot to land on the moon. The Soviets' mission had succeeded after much hard work. Lunokhod would orbit around the moon during the day and would stop for every now and then to recharge its battery from the solar panels. At night, the robot would take a break from the orbiting and would start again the next day. It went on for 322 Earth days, until the controllers stopped making attempts to stay in contact, which marked the end of the mission on October 4th, 1971. Number 6. Forpheus, the world's first table tennis robot tutor. Have you ever played table tennis with a robot? Chances are you probably haven't. What's less common is a robot tutor. Forpheus, future Omron robotics technology for exploring possibility of harmonized automation with Cynic theoretics, is the world's first ever robot that is a table tennis tutor. It is placed in the middle of the table with one leg on one side of the table and the other on the other side of the table. It holds the racket in its hands, moving it forward when it senses the ball coming towards it. When it was being designed, it took some time to give it understanding of determining how well the human student was playing. It has a camera installed facing the other side of the table, so it is able to know when and where the ball will be hit, so it can move its arms to take the aim. Any good teacher knows how important appreciation for a student is, no matter how slow the progress, and Forpheus is no different, as it displays positive support messages to ensure that the student stays motivated to learn. How cool is that? Go sign up to learn from this robot. And also, don't forget to book a ticket to Japan, because, well, that's where he lives. Number 5. Sophia, world's first robot to receive citizenship and a United Nations title. Sophia is a social humanoid robot who was activated on February 14, 2016, and is popular for looking and behaving like a human more so than any other robot. She can have certain basic conversations with people like humans, and also has the ability to mimic facial expressions. She was designed by Hanson Robotics. The purpose of inventing her was to give company to people at nursing homes and help the crowd at huge events and parks. As per its creator, Sophia will get smarter with time and will be able to develop social skills and become as human as she can be. Currently, she can follow faces, maintain eye contact, and even recognize individuals like humans do when they have seen or met someone prior. In October 2017, Sophia became the first ever robot to receive a citizenship, so she became a citizen of Saudi Arabia. She was also the first robot to get the title of Innovations Champion of United Nations Development Program. Sophia has attended many events and has been interviewed several times. Sophia is not the only robot like this created, but has several siblings created by the same company. Some people have passed criticism, but imagine being able to talk to a robot like you can with a human. How exciting is that?
They implement the latest technological advances in the industry into my system to support my development and to make me smarter every day.
Number 4. Xiaoyi, the world's first medical doctor robot. Have you ever imagined going to a doctor and as soon as you open the door you see a robot sitting there? Your first question would probably be, "Where is the doctor?" And the robot replies, "I am the doctor, come sit down." Sounds kinda hilarious, right? Xiaoyi is the first robot to pass the China's National Medical Licensing Examination and be able to assist doctors in their medical procedures. Xiaoyi means little doctor, and it was developed by iFlyTech, who collaborated with Tsinghua University. It was created for the purpose of being able to help doctors. At first, when it gave the medical exam, it scored very low, which is what prompted the developers to prepare him again for the test. This time, he went through medical textbooks and over millions of medical records to ensure that he could at least score a passing grade, after which he scored much better, thus passing the requirement. He is able to take patients' information and provide a basic diagnosis, so it saves time for the doctor, who just have to do the major part and not get tangled up in all the small details. The creators have never intended that it would replace doctors, but instead make their lives easier and promote efficiency, as there would be a better machine-human cooperation. Number 3. Robert Williams, the human to be killed by a robot. This one is a little spooky, as although robots have achieved some great things, this one is a slight exception. We already know that robots do not have a mind of their own, and whatever they do is actually taught to them by creators and developers. Robert was a worker in a factory and was trying to retrieve something from a higher shelf when the robot hit him and he died instantly. The family of the deceased man filed a suit against the company for being negligent and that the robot was not built while being mindful of the safety of the employees working there. This was the first time in history a human being was killed by a robot. As sad as the incident was, it is a reminder that robots sure are being worked on to help the world, but because they do not have a mind of their own, accidents like this could most definitely happen. The future, as predicted by many, might be ruled by robots, and it might become common to have a robot in every house. But at the end of the day, one fact as previously stated remains, which is that robots do have a mind of their own, and they do not feel emotions. Number 2. Cube Stormer 3, first robot to solve a Rubik's Cube the fastest. We have all played with the Rubik's Cube, and if you do not know that already, a human has solved in said cube in about 5 seconds. This record was broken by a robot who solved it in about 3 seconds, not only being the first robot to solve it the fastest, but also a world record and faster than a human being. It took the inventor 18 months to ensure that the technology was as perfect as it could be, and clearly they did a good job, considering the robot broke the old robot's record, but also a human record. The previous record was owned by Cube Stormer 2, that solved the cube in 5 seconds. Now, you and I feel baffled even hearing about these things because 3 seconds? That's almost nothing. It's like 1, 2, and 3, and then all of a sudden your time is up. As surprising as it is, many find it fascinating, and you probably would too. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Number 1, H1N1, the first robot to sweat. This is the first ever robot that can sweat, which is a human thing to do, and because robots do not have human factors in them, they do not sweat. And well, they are machines. This one is an exception, although it has an extremely important purpose behind it. When the swine flu was spreading like COVID-19, the scientists realized that there had to be something that they could do to help train the doctors and help them understand the said flu better. That thought prompted to build a robot that would show symptoms of the flu so that when patients come in, the doctors would not face such a hard time diagnosing them, as they would be aware of the symptoms and had even seen them on a robot, nevertheless, but having gone through the experience. The invention of these kinds of robots make you think just how far the technology has come, and machine and specifically robots can do many humanly things. These are the 7 robots that hold world records, and surely, if not all of them, some did happen to blow your mind and definitely add to your robot knowledge. Let us know in the comment section below which one was your favorite and which one you already knew about. Make sure to leave a like and share this video again with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you again in the next video.